Hi all and welcome to another AEW video. This time I'll be going on about my predictions for the next live TV show which premieres tomorrow night. Now we're just going to jump straight into this. This is going to be generally my thoughts and my predictions on the matches that I know so far. If any more matches get revealed along the way, I will just leave like my prediction and references in the comment. Anyways, we'll just go straight into it. The first thing I want to talk about is the AEW Tag Team Tournament. It's finally starting tomorrow, and of course it's starting with the Young Bucks versus Private Party, which I am very hyped for. Private Party are an awesome tag team, and the Young Bucks are the Young Bucks. You know, they are the elite. My thoughts on the match, we're probably going to end up seeing a lot of high-flying manoeuvres. Like, let's face it, like, you know, you're dealing with two very young lads and that are quite new, and they do tend to put their all into it, versus the Young Bucks, which are just known for putting on classic matches. What more can I say? I'm sure we're going to see a lot of cutters, a lot of flips off the top rope. I'm sure it'll be a decent spectacle in that. Overall, I kind of want the Young Bucks to win, but then at the same time I've got this gut feeling that actually Private Party are going to win, just because I've got this idea that AEW might pull a bit of a WWE move here and perhaps have like maybe a bit of interference. Like, I know it's a WWE thing, but with this new group that Chris Jericho's put together, I've just got this really strong feeling we're going to end up seeing the classic kind of, you know, the Young Bucks are like maybe going to pull it off, and then maybe like Santana and Ortiz come running down the rope and like interfere, and then maybe that throws them off their game. Because I think what AEW do need to do is kind of show off like maybe more of their fresh blood. Like, we've seen plenty of the Young Bucks, but Private Party haven't really been given their actual push yet. And in all fairness, they have a pretty good like win streak right now. Like, you know, I know they've only won one match, but it was a hell of a good win, and it was on like their biggest kind of pay-per-view of that year. So it would be nice just to see them kind of go on, and we get to see them like face some other tag teams. Like, you know, I just think it would be really good for them. And the Young Bucks can always work other things. You know, they're brilliant like that. Moving on from that, I'm going to then jump into Jon Moxley versus Shawn Spears, which was a match that I never even thought would happen. Like, it was really out of the blue when they announced it. There's no kind of real build-up storyline. I think it's just simply there to kind of have a complete slogger fest, really. I don't think we'll have another of what happened last week. I don't really see Kenny Omega running out beforehand and interrupting the match before it starts. I think most likely what's going to happen here is we're going to have Shawn Spears versus Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley's going to win, because right now he's kind of in this heel role, so he kind of needs to keep winning to build up this storyline with Kenny Omega. And then surely enough, Kenny Omega will probably come out afterwards, jump him, attack him, and we'll have like another little skit to build up the rivalry and, you know, go towards full gear, all guns loaded. Which will be a bit of a shame, obviously, with Shawn Spears, because that means that will be his second loss now. But, you know, I'm sure they'll come up with something for him. Like, you know, he's a decent enough bloke. You know, I think he was very underutilized in WWE back in the day, and I'm sure. Well, it's already been referenced many a times that they got big plans for him. So I wouldn't worry too much if he loses this one. I think all he can do now is just put Jon Moxley over even more, which I'm sure he'll do brilliantly. Moving on from that, the next one I kind of really want to talk about is one that I am very excited for, which is Jimmy Havoc versus Darby Allin, which, what can I say? It's going to be amazing. The only thing I will say, though, is that it hasn't been specified as like a hardcore match. There's going to be an in-ring match. So I think it's an exciting time, because we've got to see what Darby Allin can do in the ring against Cody. But in all fairness, Cody was pretty dominant in that match throughout it. All it was literally just like 20 minutes of Cody just constantly beating up Darby Allin. Darby Allin not getting many hits in, kind of missing his few, and then going back into just being beaten down till the time limit ran out. But, you know, we did get to see a bit of what he can do. Jimmy Havoc, we've only kind of seen it so far in like the tag teams that are in the triple threat, but each time it's kind of been a bit like, you know, outside the ring, and it'd be nice to see what he's capable of inside the ring, where, you know, because he's got the Acid Rainmaker, which, you know, it's all right. It's not the most entertaining finisher in the world, but it seems to get people down and seems to get the free count, which is what a finisher should do. That's to you, to Seth Rollins. But yeah, it would be brilliant to see what they can do in the match, kind of see technical. I would love to see Darby Allin personally win this one, just because I think Darby Allin needs a push now after what he's been through. The guy's amazing, he's young, he's got everything that, kind of AEW want or need to, like, in fact, represent right now. But, at the end of the day, Jimmy Havitt's come off a good win from All Out. So I do truly think it's time to give Darby Allin, like, maybe the limelight and just let him, like, have a win, goddammit. Because so far he's coming off, like, a draw and, like, 2 losses, which is just, come on, the guy is good and he's willing to sacrifice it all just to, like, for a win. So just throw one win out there, just one win. It'd just be nice for a change. Other than that, this is the only other match that I'm aware of. If there are any others, someone please tell me, because I'm not aware of it. It is Hangman Page and Dustin against Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara, which I'm probably saying wrong. Sammy Guevara, I'm guessing. Is that the way you say it? Overall, I think, it's a bit of a mismatch. Like, both of them don't really have much chemistry. Like, I couldn't, when they say, even when the match was announced, I don't really see how they're going to work. You have Hangman Page, who's kind of like a fast hitter on top, and you have Dustin, who's kind of like a much bigger bloke, relies on power moves, like lots of power slams and technical moves, like submissions and stuff to kind of win over his opponent. On the other hand, you have Sammy Guevara, which is like high flyer, quite daring moving, and then you have Chris Jericho, who's quite on the ground technical as well. Yeah, I think the only thing that I'm really looking forward to here is kind of just seeing, the crowd's reaction when we get, like, obviously Hangman Page and Chris Jericho in the ring for the first time since All Out, which, it's not that far away. It's only been 2 weeks or whatever, but it feels like massive to us. More than 2 weeks, like a month. What am I on about? Idiot. But, it's going to be fantastic. I think Chris Jericho and Dustin won't have a problem because they have the history from, like, their past that I won't bring up because, Chris Jericho and the name that we don't like to mention too much, Gold Dust, But it'll just be fantastic to just see them two in the ring and bring back the old kind of Attitude Era kind of memories and everything like that. I think the match will probably be a bit of a slobber knocker, a lot of hard hits kind of going back left and right. We'll definitely see some code breakers. Overall, I think the victory is definitely in Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara's court, mostly because, once again, it's that stipulation I had before, which is they're heels. You need to let them win to kind of build up this idea, especially because, like, with this whole kind of dynasty, like, formation that Chris Jericho's got with these guys, like with Santana and Ortiz and Sammy Guevara and, like, Jake Hager and all that, you need them to actually, like, stand tall and stay strong, at least for now, just so you've really got that feel of these guys are badass. So, I think for now, just let them win, move on from there, build up a bit more storyline. I think it'll be a shame, obviously, because this will be another loss for Hangman Page. He's a brilliant wrestler, same for Dustin and that, but definitely Hangman Page because he's, he's quite a young, fresh lad. He is a good wrestler, but I feel like, now's not his time. I feel like he just needs a bit more of that in-ring experience, and then after that, he'll be able to, kind of spread his wings and really get out there. So I'm kind of hoping they treat him right, don't push him on too early, don't throw any belts his way just yet, just let him get in the ring, do what he does. He's fantastic at it. He just needs to, like, find himself over, like, it's a bit like when you're forging, like, anything. You just need to kind of make sure you're definitely, like, looking after it, good foundation, and just kind of just keep glossing that till you get the right shine on that thing. So overall, that's my predictions. Like I said, that's all the matches I know. It's going to be fantastic. It's a good lineup once again. Last week's lineup was good, so I'm interested to see how this tag team tournament kicks off and where it goes from here. I literally saw the tag team belts just the other day. They are drop dead gorgeous. So hopefully it'll be a fantastic show. And I'll probably end up doing a review over my general thoughts afterwards anyways. So just keep tuned for that. Anyways, look after yourselves. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and describe what you thought of, like, the overall thing and what your predictions are. I'd love to hear them. I love hearing other people's thoughts. And just take care of yourselves. If you can't be good, be careful. If you can't be careful, I don't know what to say. I can't help you. Bye bye.